Here we go again. Installment 3 of my interview on the Demzly show. Thanks again to Dwayne for, again, the opportunity to talk about the martial arts. It's sort of, I've done demonstration videos, and actually sort of talking about stuff is a different experience. And thanks to everyone who posted comments and for all the support, watching my videos and all the comments on my videos. I really do appreciate the feedback. It always sort of, gets me thinking about, how I could show something differently, or again, how to explain something in class too. So that's really awesome, everyone. I really appreciate it. So, last few questions of the interview. I had just finished with, what my own training program is, and again, I just to reiterate, um, standing is a big thing. Circle walking is sort of the predominant thing that I do after, well, standing, circle walking, which is again a combination, my Chen and my Bagua form. So, playing around with some weapons too is always fun. Next question. So, my advice for people training at home. Any advanced advice? Well, that's sort of a bit of a trick question. My advice for people training at home really boils down to the basics. Burn stuff into your muscle memory so that it's your first instinct. Uh, Work at doing something, being aware of your body. The thing that I love about Bagua and the standing especially is that you've got your awareness of your body becomes a constant thing. You're constantly paying attention to your feet, your structure, your center of balance, your center of gravity, your dantian, and your fascia, your joints, how you open things, move things around. Everything changes. My advice for beginners, honestly, regardless of what art you're training in, learn how to stand. Zanzong, ZHANZHUANG. The best thing you can ever do for yourself is to develop a discipline with that art of standing. Amazing for um, your energy levels and health and integration of awareness for structural integrity. Oh my God, I mean, it is basically all there. It's so misoften, or sorry, it's so often misunderstood as being not useful because you're not doing anything. But it is the best thing I ever could have learned for myself, and it's one of the few tools that I keep coming back to time and time again. And the depth to it, it just blows my mind. There's no end to the learning. I can't rave enough about it. Learn how to do it. And honestly, that's my advanced advice as well. It is something that will constantly teach you over and over and over again how to go deeper into your body, how to find your body, how to find your root. And rooting is one of the most important things to learn in the martial arts. And not only that, but it will also help stance work. You can turn any stance into a standing posture. So just that's what I got. That's my honest opinion. Famous quote. Let's see, famous quote. Um, there's a quote about attributed to Buddha that basically, in short, says, "Do not accept anything until you have looked at it from every possible angle, until you feel it in your bones as the truth." And I'm not doing the quote justice, but that is probably one of my favorite quotes. And I'm sure someone knows exactly what I'm talking about. And there's also, uh, the Yoda quote of, "There is no try, there is do or do not." And that is how I like to approach my training. When I train, when I am training, I am not trying to do something. I will sit in a position as long as it takes to figure out where my structure should be, where my alignment should be, where my joints should be open, and I train to the fullest extent. Living each day as if one's hair was on fire. And of course, there's not much left there to burn. So um, that's sort of my thing on quotes. And let's see, what techniques would I learn if you come into class? And the secret techniques in Bagua form. What would one expect coming to class? Probably the biggest thing that I focus on is wild goose leaf flock, hide, flower under leaves, and wild goose leaf flock. Like everything in the Bagua form is there. It's also very similar to the mechanics of single whip in the Chen form. I mean, obviously not the same thing, but there's a lot in wild goose leaf flock. The single palm change up and out, spiraling. I cannot emphasize it enough. Standing, playing with it. Got to play with it. Got to figure out where your structure, how your structure moves, doing everything as slow as possible. That's probably what you'd expect. Coming to class, there'd be a lot of repetition. Coming to class, there'd be 8 pieces of brocade, some standing, basic drills, little tools, that people can play with, take home, and sort of, build into one's repertoire of awareness. I like giving things to people that they can work on like that. And as to secret technique, I'd have to go back to the Zanzong, the standing, holding a static body posture. The secret technique probably is discipline. Discipline yourself. No amount, no movement, no self-defense technique means anything unless you have the discipline, unless you have the training behind it. And to put the training behind it, you need the discipline. And you need to train the discipline into your heart. You need to ingrain it. You need to burn it into your system. And Zanzong, standing, repetitions, that's my secret technique, really. And when you spend enough time doing Zanzong and circle walking, Zanzong is the heart of Tai Chi. Getting into your structure is the heart of any real martial art, really. And once you spend enough time doing that, you can find your fascia, that layer of tissue that enfolds your whole body, your ligaments and everything. That is probably, it's sort of a place that I am learning about right now and realizing how much more there is to learn, how much I have done, and how grateful I am for all the training that I have done and all the inspiration to get me training and to get me to the point where I understand that connecting to the fascia is probably the most amazing technique ever. And I'm going to end it here. Thank you all very much for watching. Any comments, of course, feedback is always welcome. And enjoy.